It was a moment that shook not only the country music world, but also the millions of loyal fans who have followed Blake Shelton's career from the very beginning. For years, he's been the smiling, charismatic judge on The Voice, the country hitmaker behind chart-topping songs like God's Country, and the heartthrob who captured Gwen Stefani's love. But the latest update has left fans in absolute disbelief, sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry and breaking hearts across social media. In a series of events no one saw coming, the beloved country star is now at the center of devastating and tragic news that has sent an emotional ripple through his inner circle and longtime supporters. Blake Shelton, who has always been the pillar of strength, humor, and lightheartedness on screen, is now facing one of the darkest and most personal moments of his life. And for the fans who've laughed, cried, and sung along with him for years, this latest chapter is one they never imagined they'd witness. The news was first hinted at when fans noticed that Blake had gone unusually silent on social media. No lighthearted tweets, no promotional posts, no photos of him on the Oklahoma ranch or sweet moments with Gwen. In fact, even during the recent anniversary of his departure from The Voice, Blake was noticeably absent, igniting concern that something wasn't quite right. Those concerns proved to be tragically valid. Close sources confirmed that Blake Shelton is mourning the loss of someone incredibly close to him, his longtime friend and former bandmate, who tragically passed away in a shocking and unexpected accident. The emotional weight of the tragedy is reportedly hitting Blake harder than anyone could have imagined. According to insiders, the singer is devastated beyond words and taking time away from everything to grieve in private. What makes this heartbreak even more painful is that this person wasn't just a friend. He was family in every sense of the word. They toured together. They recorded in the studio together. He was there through Blake's highs and lows, from his early country beginnings to his mainstream stardom. And now, Blake is left to grapple with the enormous void left behind by this sudden and tragic loss. The devastating news broke fans' hearts when Blake posted a black and white photo on Instagram, a quiet, powerful tribute, with no caption, just a broken heart emoji. Fans instantly flooded the comments section with messages of support, prayers, and disbelief. "I can't believe this. Sending you love, Blake," one fan wrote. Another added, "I know how much he meant to you. We're here for you." Country music legends and fellow artists have also stepped forward to offer their condolences. Reba McEntire, a close friend of Blake's and fellow voice coach, wrote a tearful post saying, "My heart is breaking for Blake. He lost someone who was part of his soul. We're praying for strength for him and his family." The tragedy has sparked an outpouring of tributes from across the music industry, with many sharing stories of the man Blake lost. Stories about late-night writing sessions, pranks on tour, and quiet moments backstage before a big show. The overwhelming sentiment is clear. This was someone who not only made an impact on Blake Shelton's life, but also left a deep imprint on the country music world. And while fans grieve with Blake, many are also reflecting on the fragility of life and how quickly things can change. For an artist who's brought so much joy to millions, it's heartbreaking to see him endure such profound pain. Some fans even suggested that this moment is eerily reminiscent of the heartbreak Blake experienced with his older brother Richie's death when Blake was just a teenager. That loss shaped so much of Blake's music and emotional depth, and it's clear this current tragedy is reawakening that trauma. In fact, many believe this recent tragedy could inspire a whole new wave of emotional music from Blake. Over the years, he's proven that some of his most powerful songs stem from the deepest sorrow. And while fans aren't expecting anything soon, many believe that Blake's healing process will be deeply intertwined with music once again. However, some insiders fear that the emotional weight of this loss could push Blake even further into retreat. Since stepping away from The Voice, Blake has spoken about wanting a slower, quieter life, spending time on his ranch in Oklahoma, enjoying the peace and quiet with Gwen, and stepping away from the limelight. Now, with this fresh wound, some believe that Blake may pull back from public life even more than before. And then there's Gwen. Sources say Gwen Stefani has been a pillar of strength for Blake throughout this difficult time. The usually bubbly pop star has reportedly canceled several private events and appearances to stay by Blake's side. "She knows how deep this pain goes for him," a close source said. she's not leaving his side for a second. The couple has always been very public with their affection and support for one another, but fans have noticed a more subdued Gwen lately. Another sign that this loss has impacted not only Blake, but everyone around him. Amid the sadness, however, there are also powerful moments of unity. Fans from across the world have come together to send Blake messages of encouragement, lighting virtual candles, sharing their own grief stories, and posting videos of Blake's most heartfelt performances. Many say it's their way of giving back to the man who has helped them through hard times with his music. Radio stations across the country held moments of silence, and some even dedicated entire blocks of programming to honor the memory of Blake's late friend. Tributes included rare interviews, acoustic renditions, and touching behind-the-scenes stories. But perhaps the most emotional moment came during a recent concert in Nashville. Blake had originally planned to perform a private set for a small audience of friends, family, and fans. Many assumed it would be canceled following the tragedy. But in a stunning show of strength, Blake showed up. No hat, no flashy stage entrance, just a microphone, his guitar, and raw emotion. He opened the night by saying, "Tonight's not about performing. It's about remembering someone who meant the world to me. If I break down, just sing louder for me, all right?" With tears in his eyes, Blake performed a stripped-down acoustic version of Over You, the heartbreaking ballad he wrote years ago about his late brother. By the end, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Fans described it as one of the most powerful performances they've ever seen. "You could feel the grief," one attendee shared. "It was like Blake was letting us into his soul for a moment." In the days since the performance, support for Blake Shelton has only intensified. Celebrities, fans, and friends continue to send love his way, and his team has confirmed that he's taking a temporary step back from public engagements to heal. While the pain is fresh and the road ahead is uncertain, there's one thing everyone can agree on: Blake Shelton is not alone. The outpouring of love has reminded him, and all of us, that in times of grief, community matters, music matters, love matters. And though Blake may be silent now, we know that when he finds the strength to speak, or sing, again, it will come from the deepest part of his heart. Until then, fans around the world are holding space for him in the only way they know how: by keeping his music alive, sharing his legacy, and standing beside him in spirit during this unspeakable loss. As this painful chapter unfolds, one can only hope that Blake finds comfort in the memories, strength in his loved ones, and healing through the very gift that made him a star, his voice. The voice that's always been there for others. Now, it's our turn to be there for him. Because behind the fame, and the hits and the TV stardom, Blake Shelton is just a man who's hurting. And this time, his heartbreak is the psalm that has silenced the world. The heartbreak surrounding Blake Shelton has not only devastated fans, but also deeply touched the entire entertainment world. As one of the most beloved figures in country music and television, Blake has always worn his heart on his sleeve, whether through his emotional songs, his humor on The Voice, or his public journey with love and loss. But this time, the sorrow he's facing has brought even the most joyful moments to a standstill. Fans across social media are pouring in with messages of love, memories of his past performances, and clips of Blake's most heartfelt songs. Many have turned to his earlier tracks like The Baby and Austin, which now hold an even deeper meaning. It's clear that Blake's music has been a source of healing for so many, and now, it's his fans who are stepping up to return that gift. Gwen Stefani's quiet support has not gone unnoticed. She's standing by him through the grief, offering not just love, but the emotional shelter Blake needs. Their bond, already admired by fans, is now becoming a symbol of strength during one of life's most painful moments. Sources close to the couple say Gwen has cleared her schedule entirely just to be present, reminding the world what real love looks like in the face of tragedy. The Nashville tribute concert will likely go down in history as one of Blake's most moving appearances. With just a guitar and raw emotion, he turned grief into connection, sorrow into song, and silence into solidarity. For the millions who couldn't be there, the moment still resonates, proof that Blake Shelton is more than an artist. He's a man who, even in heartbreak, brings people together.